and we're still having the same issues. So they're looking for a better fix for it. But right now, this has been my temporary fix.
Yeah. Well, it works. That's great. So thanks for taking time for us today. Sounds like you're a busy person.
Oh, no, I'm glad to.
Oh, good.
I really like to share the things that I've learned. I found when I first started in business, I had a lot of questions and I couldn't find answers to. So
yeah.
So I appreciate that the people that did take time to share the things that they learned, because that helped me in business.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I know. We all, it's all kind of a mystery sometimes. So it's great you can take time to share for sure. Yeah. So we have about 4 or 5 minutes and we'll start. So Facebook is can be pretty have so many different elements of learning to it. It just seems straightforward, but and there's all kinds of nuances to learn. So this is great. You'll be sharing that.
No, absolutely. And like I said, some of the things I've learned the hard way, and then other things I've picked up here and there and put some things together to be successful with it. And so I appreciate sharing that with others, because I know that at first, you're right, it looks like it can be daunting and it's a lot, and you don't feel like you're getting the return for the amount of time you're spending in it.
Yeah. Yeah. So have you worked with SCORE before?
I have, yes. I've been actually working with SCORE for 2 years. I have a SCORE mentor I've been meeting with monthly for the last 2 years.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. You'll have to share that with the group. That's what we're all about, is encouraging people to get a mentor. So
yes. And then my mentor encouraged me to come back in through SCORE as a volunteer and share the things that I've learned along the way too.
Yeah, wow.
That's what SCORE is all about.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Well, welcome everybody. We'll start in about 3 minutes. We have hi, I've been trying to get from Sarah. Hi, I've been trying to get, I've been trying to get more traffic on my Facebook page. I haven't been successful. So thank you for sharing that, Sarah. And if those who are online, put in the chat box what maybe you're dealing with right now with Facebook. So yeah, trying to get more traffic. That's a hot one.
Exactly.
What else is up?
Focus today is what is that traffic.
Yeah.
How do we get that traffic? And then but not only that, but taking that traffic to the next level, because sometimes numbers on hits isn't the same as paid clients and purchases and services. And that's what I want to fix. I want to fix that gap.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you want to stop for questions occasionally or answer them as they come in?
I can answer them as they come in, as it's appropriate. And that's absolutely.
Okay. And Sarah says, I tried ads for a while, but never saw anything. I'm also on Instagram and YouTube. Finally got Google somewhat done. So.
And we'll talk about that, Sarah. I'll definitely help you with that. And as we go, you're definitely going to have very specific questions to your particular business. And so absolutely ask those as we come across them. I'm more than happy to help you with those, because if you have that question, someone else does too, or they don't know they have it.
Yeah. Let's see, well, it's 10 o'clock. We'll just wait a couple more minutes. We have folks joining us. Thank you for joining us. And we'll start very shortly.
Move my seat just a little bit. There we go.
Okay, and you can feel free to put anything in the chat box before we start. I'm sure you'll have more questions as we go along. Okay, I think we have quite a good group already, and so we are going to go ahead and get started. Hello, everybody. My name is Jane DeLong. I'm the education chair for the Greater SCORE chapter, the Greater Phoenix chapter of SCORE, and SCORE is a volunteer arm of the Small Business Administration, and we are here to help small businesses succeed. So if you ever want a one-on-one mentor to help you with your small business needs, please check out our website. We have many mentors that are in different areas of expertise, and you may have someone that meets your needs. So please check that out on our website. And we actually have mentors all over the country. So it's possible you could even find one outside of the state, but we encourage you to use our Arizona mentors. So if you have questions as you go along today, please put them in the Q&A box and we will answer them. And if you have a question that you'd rather talk about with your voice, just raise your hand and I will unmute you. So it's all about getting your questions answered. So today, we are really excited about this topic, turning your Facebook followers and friends into active profit and success. And I love introducing Kristi because she has a great bio. She is the founder of Legend Acres and Legend Acres Charities. She's originally from Port Hope, Michigan. She says where dairy cows outnumber the people. And Legend Acres came about as a way to fill a need in the community. As an owner of a large dog, to go out of town and board her dog was the equivalent to her mortgage payment. I know how that goes. As a disabled Army veteran, thank you for your service. She was unable to work in the traditional job setting, so she started Legend Acres to create a job for herself and to provide affordable, quality pet care. Kristi May was one of 14 businesses chosen for the finalists for the StreetShares Foundation Female Founders Veteran Small Business Award in April 2020. Congratulations. And she and her businesses have won several additional awards. So with a master's in business management and numerous certifications in social media marketing and planning, she teaches small business owners how to take control of their online presence. Wow, we are honored to have you with us, Kristi, today. And please put your, oh yes, and I've got to turn on the live transcript. Thank you, need to do that. And put your questions in the Q&A box or raise your hand if you would like to talk. Kristi said she will answer the questions as she goes along. So welcome everybody, and Kristi, take it away.
All right, well, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedules to be here today. And today is about you and getting your questions answered about Facebook. And one of the big things that we're going to talk about today is basically the time that you put in, and to Facebook, we want to go ahead and get that return back.
Oh,
With
Kristi, you did cut out a second there. So
there
just make
should
sure.
be back now here.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. So the first thing I want to talk about is Facebook relevance right now. Okay. And so these are the Facebook stats for 2022. So there are definitely some updates here, as you are going to see. So first of all, Facebook has 2.91 billion monthly active users on Facebook. Okay. And so that number can sometimes be a little daunting, okay, especially those of you that have tried to reach a certain percentage. And so we're going to get into that breakdown here in just a second. But I want to point out that Facebook is the most used social platform in the world. And so this is where you want to be. Okay, and so that's where we're going to focus our time today, is Facebook. Some of this is going to transfer over into to help you a little bit on Instagram also, because they're connected. But on Facebook, there 79% of monthly users are active daily. Okay, that's a big percentage of any platform where there is daily activity. Facebook is the favorite social platform for ages 35 to 44. And I will tell you that that is the highest number, but as most of you know, there is a larger demographic that is in the 45 to 70-year-old range. And the reason is because Facebook has become a way for people to stay in contact with family. Especially, we saw that change in the last 2 years, especially during the pandemic. Because it was a way for people to stay connected with their family without actually physically being with their family. And so we've actually seen a larger increase in that older demographic as well. And so 69% of Americans use Facebook. Okay. And for those of us that are in states that either border Canada, or states like Arizona that have a heavy winter population of Canadians, 79% of Canadians over the age of 15 use Facebook. Okay. And so for those of you that are trying to do that bigger reach outside of the country, or with people who are from other countries, you're looking for services locally, you are reaching not only Americans, but you're also reaching Canadians, as well as there's actually a big demographic of worldwide users there. But users spend an average of 19.6 hours a month on Facebook. Okay, so that's just short of 20 hours a month on Facebook. And with the average person spending about 33 minutes a day on Facebook. Okay, this is where it starts to get important for you as marketers, because if people have to go out of their way to find you, you're eating up into those minutes that they're spending on Facebook. Because a lot of people get on Facebook just to check out, to see what's happening with family. And then we all know how that goes, right? And then you click on something and click on something else. And the next thing you know, you've been on Facebook for 30 minutes and you didn't even remember why you got on Facebook in the first place. Okay. And so the thing is that it becomes what people call a time suck. And people are aware of that. And so what's happening more and more is people are more aware of the time that they're spending on Facebook, and they're trying to be more deliberate about Facebook. Okay. And so this is where what we're going to talk about today is going to be very important. If people have to go out of their way to find you, you're not going to be found. And that's what we want to change. Now, here's another significant thing. 1.8 billion people use Facebook groups every month. Okay. So the big focus of today is going to be, how can you leverage Facebook groups to be able to drive traffic to your business? Okay. And so what we have found on Facebook is that there are more people in groups than there are on Marketplace, and more people found in groups than respond to paid ads. And so we're going to get into a little bit more of those stats here. The next important thing here is that people are 53% more likely to buy from a business who's using live chat. which means they have to get to you to be able to start a chat with you, to be able to get real-time information. Okay, and so again, this is about being found, and how do we get them to your page to be able to get you found. The other thing with Facebook is that Facebook is able to translate hundreds of languages in real time. And so that just became a new feature of Facebook as Facebook is transferring to Meta in March of this year, which means that Facebook is one of the only platforms where you can have a conversation with someone else in a different language, and Facebook does all the translating for you. So that's very significant to those of you who are marketing to different demographics on Facebook. Okay. The average organic reach of a Facebook page post, so this is your business post, is only 5.2%. Okay, that is a very small percentage of that is your direct audience. Okay, so when I say that organic reach of your Facebook post, okay, it is to your audience that's already following your Facebook page. That is not to new people who are looking for you. Okay, so one of the things with Facebook is that your personal page and your business page are two different things. Okay, so on your personal page, when you post, your organic reach to your audience there is still roughly 5.2%. But your business page, your reach is only to the audience that you have in front of you, and that's another 5.2%. Okay, so we're going to talk about how using your personal page and your business page can double that. Okay, we actually want to go bigger than double on that. All right, so let's talk about paid ads. All right, so one of the ways that you can get more traffic to your page is paid ads through Facebook. Right now, the cost per click, okay, for a paid ad is about 43 cents a click. And so for those of you that have tried Facebook ads, you've also found that you have to put a significant amount of money into a Facebook ad for it to be successful. And so on average, if you're not putting $20 or more on a Facebook ad, you're going to find that your cost per click is going to be very high, and you're going to find that your conversion is going to be very low on those ads. Okay, and with those ads, that is how you reach a new audience. Okay, so Facebook ads are one way to do this. Okay. Now, Facebook ads will reach 63.7% of Americans over the age of 13. Okay, so that's with a paid ad. All right. Now, what we want to talk about is how do we do this without spending money and get us in front of new audience without having to pay for it. Okay, and so that is going to be in Facebook groups and on people's personal pages through referrals. Because if you look at that number, it is 92% of customers trust referrals from people that they know. And when I say people that they know, it's people who are in the same groups as them. They don't even have to personally know someone in the group who does a referral, but they are going to be 83% more likely to make a purchase with a company, okay, when it is coming from a referral. So 92% of customers trust referrals from other people, okay? And 83% of the US online shoppers, okay, are influenced by social media posts. So I want you to see that number difference there between that, a free referral, free word of mouth, versus a paid ad of reaching only 63.7%. So this is a area where you definitely want to get tapped into, okay? Customers referred by friends are 4 times more likely to buy from you. Okay, 4 times more likely to buy from you when referred from a friend. And again, when we're talking about friends, you don't have to be like a Facebook friend. If you are in a common circle, especially when you get into some Facebook groups that are very niche-like, for example, there's mom groups out there. You're going to find that in those mom groups, that the referrals, even from moms you don't know, are going to influence those purchases. Okay, when referred by other customers, people have a 30% higher retention rate. Okay, and so this is also important. Not only do we want to have conversions and sales, but we want clients, not customers. Okay, so I'm going to say that again. You want clients, not customers. The difference is that a customer is a one-time transaction. A client is someone who has repeat transactions. Okay, and so out of being referred, those people coming to you, you have a higher retention rate, 30% higher of retaining them as clients versus them doing a one-time transaction with you. Okay, now here's something else that's also important. B2B companies, this is business to business companies. So this is one business referring another business to a potential customer client. Okay, so B2B companies with referrals experience a 70% higher conversion rate. Okay, so that is another company referring your company, you have a 70% higher conversion rate. Let's jump back up into those numbers up there at 13, where it says Facebook ads only reach 63.7. So I want you to look at the statistics from paid versus word of mouth referrals and business referrals. The statistics for those business referrals are significantly higher. Okay, referred customers have a lifetime value that is 16% higher than non-referred customers. So this is, again, where we're turning those customers into clients. Okay, we're looking for them to be repeat. Okay, referral leads have a 30% higher conversion rate than leads from another channel. Okay, what that means is that those are talking about paid ads. So for example, have you ever Google searched something and those paid ads come up ahead of the organic kind of finds there? Facebook does the same thing if you've ever done Facebook searches. And so what that means then is that those leads from word of mouth are clicked on 30% more than those paid ads. Okay. And the reason is because what we have found statistically is that some people are turned off by ads, and so they skip those ads and move right down into the organic leads. Okay, and so it has to do with trust value that is placed with companies. And so companies who are always running ads consistently, we start to see them being skipped over, and then people are dropping down into those organic clicks. Okay. Referrals also account for 65% of companies' new deals. So what this means is that this is drive new traffic to your page. Okay, so one of the questions is, how do I drive new traffic to my page? It's going to be through referrals. Okay, word of mouth general statistics is that there are 3.3 billion brand names that are in 2.4 billion, okay, conversations every day in the United States. Which means you talk about the things that you buy, you talk about the companies that you hire, and you talk about the service that you receive. All right. So when we talk about word of mouth, what we're talking about is when it's either, like as in speaking, but the big thing here is Facebook. Okay, because you've all been on Facebook groups, and when somebody gives good customer service, people talk about it in those groups. Okay, and they talk about what went well, and they say, hey, if you're looking for a new lawn guy, I had this person come out today and they were fantastic. Okay, that's what we're talking about in word of mouth. So it doesn't mean it's necessarily verbal, but it's available. It's somebody telling their opinion about a specific company or brand that they're dealing with. Okay. And here's the important piece of that is you want people talking about your business, because when people are talking about your business, okay, word of mouth affects the purchase decision of 54% of consumers. Okay. And we have found that it is a psychological driver for purchases. Okay. So when your business is being talked about over and over and over again, okay, 54% of the consumers that are looking for that service or that product are going to seek you out. Okay, and so I just cited here, so I pulled these statistics because I wanted 2022 statistics, because this is important because Facebook has changed over the last 2 years because of the pandemic. And so right now, these numbers and these drivers for Facebook are at the highest they've ever been. And so you can check out these links if you want. There's a lot more statistics out there. I pulled the statistics that we're going to really drive what we're going to talk about most today. Okay.
Kristi, wow, that was great. Lots of good information there. Sarah wants to comment that she promotes referrals and reviews by discounting services. She's an esthetician. Is that okay, or is there a better way? I have 5 stars on Google and need 6 more reviews to get to 50.
So yes, there is absolutely nothing wrong with having a referral program, and your reviews do matter. Absolutely. Okay. So actually, here's what we're going to talk about next, Sarah, that's going to relate to you specifically. Okay. So while you have a promotion going on, you want your clients talking about you in Facebook groups, okay? And so we're going to talk about that there's a couple of ways that happens. So one is doing it organically the way that you are, okay? The other is running in a network group. So is anyone on here active in a network group locally that does business to business referrals? Okay, if you are not, this is something you're going to want to get active in. Okay, so there's 2 ways that referrals come into your business. Okay, one, you have to be tagged in the post. Okay, so let's say in a Facebook group, let's just say it's Phoenix Swip Swap, okay, and someone in there is looking for a corporate gift, okay, and so let's say your business does corporate gifts. There's 2 ways that people can tag you on that post to say, oh, I know Sarah and she does corporate gifts, and they tag your personal Facebook page. Okay. Sometimes you'll see, oh, I have a friend, Sarah, and her business is corporate gifts, and they tag your personal page, your business page. So you have both. Okay. And sometimes you'll see them just post a business page. Okay. So now, once you get tagged in one of those posts on Facebook, a lot of people leave it at that. Okay, so we're going to talk about what your responses are and what they should be. Okay, so the first response that most businesses do is they do nothing. Okay, they say, oh, I got tagged, and so they can click on my name and find my business information. Okay, 2, you can click like on the tagged comment. Okay, and we're going to talk about why that's important here in just a second. And 3rd, you can comment on the tagged comment by saying, thank you, whoever, let's say it was Dorothy, for the referral, or thank you for thinking of me. Okay, now when you click like and you also comment on that tag, what happens is that tag goes up in the feed. Okay, now the reason that's important is because when you are on your cell phone, okay, when you're on a mobile device, if you're on a tablet, what happens is that post shows up, and then underneath it in the comments, it is going to have the comments that have the most likes and the most comments attached to it are going to drive it up to the top, and it's going to give you a preview of the top 2 to 3 comments in that post. So if you and another business are tagged and the other business does nothing with those tags, like they don't click like and they don't comment, if you like and comment, you can drive your business to the top of the responses, which means your business is going to be the only one shown in the preview. Okay, and so that means when people are scrolling Facebook, they're going to see you as the only business referred in the previews. So that's important to get to the top. Now, the next step is you also want to send a personal message from your private personal Facebook page to the person who originally posted. And you'll be able to find that at the very top where it says so-and-so's name. It will have the date that it was posted. Then it'll have their question. If you go up to the top and click with that, it's going to open up your personal message box. And there's nothing wrong with using your personal message box to send them a quick message. Okay. And I'm going to give you a message here in just a second. We're going to kind of run through an example of that. Okay. And now here's the potential responses. Okay. So this is what you've done. Okay. Now we're going back to the person who originally posted that they were looking for this specific service. Okay. So the first thing that they're going to do is they're going to look at the list of responses that they have on their post. Okay. All right. Now, the other thing that they can do is they can comment on a tagged comment. Okay. So let's say, Sarah, you got referred. And so they would comment and they would say, Sarah, is this something that you could accommodate me with? Or Sarah, is this this item that I'm looking for? Is this something that you can do? Okay, so they can start a conversation right there in that post. Okay, the other thing that they can do is they can click on your tagged link and go to your page. Now, if your personal page has been tagged, they're going to click on your name and that's going to take them over to your personal page. Okay, and so I'm going to run through some examples of what that looks like. And when a potential client starts to research you when you get tagged in a post. Now, if your business link is tagged, they can click on your business link directly and go right into your business page from there. Okay. The other thing that they can do is they can personal message you for more information. Now, if your personal name is the only thing that's tagged, that's the only thing that they have to go on. So they're going to click on your personal name and they're going to go to your page and they're going to start a private conversation. Okay. If your business is tagged, they can go over to your business and then they can set up a chat there on your business page. All right. Now, the thing is that there's absolutely nothing wrong with using your personal chat to start a business conversation, because what I do then is you're going to start the conversation there and then move it over to your business, either by a phone call, either through text, or you're going to set up a chat through your business. At one time, Facebook did not allow business pages to click on personal Facebook messages and start a conversation. You can do that now through certain platforms, so as in like social media managing platforms. You can now click on those names and actually send a message to your business page. Now, not all accounts let you do that. Okay, which means that when you want to start a conversation with someone, the only option you have right now is, for some of you, is to use your personal page, a private messenger, to be able to start that conversation. Okay, and again, there's nothing wrong with that, because what we're going to do is we're going to turn them over to your business page. We're going to turn these into leads with this. Okay, so we're going to flip this over here and then we're going to talk about the next steps here on these posts. Okay, so the referral post. Okay, so this is going to be our example. They're in search of customized gifts. Okay, so let's say that you're tagged 10 times from your network. So you're in a business network and your business network saw that you came up in a Facebook group. And so your business network, so your B2B, business to business, started tagging you in that post. Okay, so you're also tagged 3 times from past clients. Okay, so you've got other organic referrals, not just your business to business. Okay, but let's say your competitor is tagged 7 times. Okay, so you have been tagged 13 times and your competitor is tagged 7 times. Okay, now if you have clicked like on the tags and have responded to those tags, that means you're the top 13 of that list. Okay, and you can push your competitor down to the bottom of that list. All right. So that means other people who are glancing or maybe looking for that same service can find you easier. Okay. Now let's go back to the original poster. Here's what happens. And we've all had this happen. If you've put on Facebook in a group in search of something, okay, this has happened. Sometimes there's 37 comments on your post in less than an hour. And if you're a person who's looking for a service and there's that many comments on your post, I'm going to tell you they don't read them. Okay, because here's what happens is that it's too much data coming at them too fast. Okay, so what happens is that most people ignore it. Okay, until they get time at the end of the day, they get home, get kids fed, sit down, and then what's going to happen is they're going to scroll through that data. Now, if you've been active on Facebook and you're at the top, they're going to click on you first when they do finally sit down to go through this list. Okay. Next, we want to talk about your business responses. So now you have liked the tagged comments. You've wrote thank you on all your tagged comments. You've sent a private message to the original poster saying, hey, Allie, I make custom gifts. How can I help you? Okay. All right. So on your private message, you say to Allie, hi, I saw on Facebook that you're looking for customized gifts, okay? Because first of all, when you message them and you're not friends, it's going to show up as this person wants to message you. And they don't know where you're coming from. And so you always want to say who you are and where you're coming from, okay? And start a conversation, okay? So you shouldn't just say, hey, I make custom gifts. This is what you wanted to say. Hi, Allie, I saw on Facebook that you're looking for customized gifts. Can you tell me a little bit more about what types of gifts you are looking for? This gets them talking, okay? Once you have them talking, you are already beat out everybody else that's on that post because now you've started a conversation. Now you're starting to turn that tag into a client because you're starting to have conversations about what they're looking for. Okay, so let's pull this real quick, and then I'm going to show you what these statistics mean. Okay, so the conversion is that you sent this message to Allie. Okay, so you send a message to Allie, and you said, hi, Allie, I saw on Facebook you're looking for customized gifts. Can you tell me a little bit more about what types of gifts you're looking for? So Allie sees it. Allie gets your message, but before Allie messages you back, she's going to do something. She's going to click on your profile to see who you are. And if you have your business listed, okay, on your personal page, you want her to be able to go from your personal page to your business page. You want some kind of connection there so that she can verify that you are who you say you are, okay? All right, and then what you're going to do is you're going to have a conversation with her. So you're going to do about 6 messages. And in that last message, you're going to ask her for her phone number. Okay. And you're going to get a phone call set up or get her an in-person appointment set up through your personal Facebook page. That's when you're transitioning them over to your business page. So now you're giving them the business number, or they're coming to meet you at your place of business or at your home, or you're meeting at a coffee shop. It doesn't matter. At that point, you're converting them over from your personal page over into your business page. Now they're scheduled with an appointment, so they're going to be using your business scheduling. Okay. That conversation now falls off of your personal page and moves over to your business page. Okay. Now, the other conversation that you can have, okay, so this is the one you want. This is blue. Okay, so this is an 83.3% of all of your tags are going to turn into this conversation, and you're going to turn this conversation over to your business. Okay, so this is a full conversion. Now, the other conversation that you could have, you could send someone a message and say, hi, Allie, I make customized gifts. Okay, so if that happens, are you asking Allie to answer you back? No, you're not starting a conversation there, okay? But here's what can happen is that Allie can still click on your name and go to your personal profile. But if your profile is private, okay, which you can also have it private. I'm going to show you how to do that here in just a few minutes. Don't worry, you're not making your personal page open to the public here, okay? But there is no business or work affiliation present on your page, and there are no posts on your page, and you do not talk about what you do. Is Allie going to go out of her way to continue this conversation with you? She might, okay? And so you're looking at maybe 15% of the time she's going to message you back, okay? That's not a very high statistic. Now, the other thing that you can do is nothing. You get tagged. Okay, so you're the top tagged business, right? Because you got tagged 13 times and your competitor only got tagged 7 times. Okay, or you can just but you don't do any activity on the page. You don't like it. You don't say thank you. You don't reach out to them. Okay, the chances of them looking you up is about 1.52%. Okay, so this is where you need to be proactive with the tags that you get on Facebook. Okay, does anybody have any questions about that before I jump into giving you some examples of some pages? All right, I'm going to go ahead.
Let's see. How do you find people that want your services so you can reach out and start a convo?
So join groups, whatever town you're in. So for example, I'm going to say if you're in Phoenix area, we'll just use that as an example. What you do is on Facebook is you go to the search button and you type in Phoenix, and then you're going to type in groups. Okay, so there's going to be a group option at the top, and then you're going to find Phoenix sales, Phoenix yard sales, Phoenix SWIP swap, Phoenix buy sell trade. Okay, if you get into these groups right now are being used as ISOs, in search of. If you go down one of those group pages, you're going to find in one group, it's going to say in search of landscaper. The next post is going to say in search of electrician. Next one's going to say in search of general contractor, remodel bathroom. Okay, what people are using Facebook groups for right now is just referrals. Okay, there's a lot of other events and things that are posted in those groups, but most of those groups are being utilized right now as word of mouth. And this is where you want to be. Okay, in those Facebook groups.
Okay, there's another okay, I'm a member of a number of groups. I have a virtual service business. Can I mention this fact to the groups that I'm a member of for referrals?
Yes. Each group that you're in is going to have a day where you can list your business. And if your business is sorry, I cut out there.
Yeah.
When you're in a group, there are days where you can post your business. Each group has a set day, and some groups have a limit to how many times you can post your business each week, but you should be posting your businesses in groups every week, which is going to be the max of what you can do in those groups. The other thing is that you want to mention your business when somebody does tag or is in search of. Okay, so let's go back to corporate gifts, right? And so if someone says, I'm in search of corporate gifts, and you do that, get on there and say, I am so-and-so, and I own this company, okay? And this is what we do. So tag yourself and tag your business in there, because other people are going to read those comments, and you want those people to be able to find you. So this is that conversion over. Okay, not only are you reaching the person who originally posted, but your business post is in there each week. What you're doing is you're getting yourself seen, because people sometimes have to see your business 7 times before they'll do business with you. And so you want to get in those groups, because also people who are in those groups are in multiple groups. And so that doesn't mean that it takes 7 weeks for somebody to do business with you. They just have to be seen 7 times. And so if you're in multiple groups and a lot of people are in multiple groups and you're getting seen over and over again, when someone says corporate gifts, they're going to think of you because they've seen you everywhere and what you do, and you're showing examples of what you do. Okay, so I'm going to flip over here and we're going to do a quick video.
Can I just put in one more here before you?
Absolutely.
Because I've been, what do you post? I've been using Canva to make mini videos, or do I just list services and links to my scheduler website?
All of the above. So each week you should be doing something different. So each week you can feature the services that you do. So do 1 week where you feature services. The next week, feature something that you did that week. Then the next week, do a video. Okay, you should be doing a mix of those things. It's a great question. Any other questions before I start this?
I think we're good.
Okay, all right. So I have permission to use these pages as examples, and so I'm going to go through these pages. So this page is of one of my friends. So I have mutual friends with him. This is Seth Guy. Okay. And I want you to look at his personal page here. And on his personal page, all right, there is nothing on this page that leads me to believe that he runs a business. There are no posts here. When I click on about and go to his information, there are no workplaces listed, there's no education listed, and everything he has on his page is private, which means I can only see our mutual friends on his page. So even as his friend, I cannot see everything on his page. He has his profile set to private, which means the only thing that you can see on his page are going to be the posts that he posts publicly. That's it. Okay. So if he was tagged in a post as someone who could provide services, his business is Happy Geeks. But if I went to his page because his name got tagged, would I be able to find Happy Geeks from his page? No. So if his name was the only thing tagged and not his business, I would not be able to research and find that he is anybody, which means, am I going to start a conversation with Seth about Happy Geeks? I am not, because as someone who doesn't know him, I cannot reach him. Now, this is Jonathan Mast, okay? He is also one of my friends and I have permission to use his page. But one thing about his page is that his page is also personal and set to private, but he has where he works. And when I hover over where he works, it takes me right to the profile of his business page, which means I can click on his business page, his website, his phone number, and I can even click and start a conversation with him on his business page. I can invite friends. I can like it as my page so I can come back and find it later. Okay. I don't even have to click on anything on his page. I just have to hover over where he works and it takes me immediately to his business page, which is Empire Today. So if his personal name is tagged in a post, can you find what he does very quickly? Yes. And his page is, again, private and set to personal, but I can still get right to his business page and I can book now with one click. Okay, I can get right over to what he does, okay, and click on his business page. Okay, and I can very quickly see what he does. And all I did was go back one click, okay, back to his name. And so it's one click away. I can find who he is and what he does and why he got tagged on my post of searching for flooring. Okay, and someone else looking at it can also do that. Okay, now this is my page because I took my page one step further. When you go to my page, you can find who I am and what I do, okay, from my background photo, from my intro and my bio. You can click directly to my website, and you can also scroll down to founder of Legend Acres and do the same thing. You can hover over it and you can find the business, the website, the phone number, and how you can start a chat right from there, okay? Now, I went one step further and I put in a cover photo, and on the cover photo, it says click here for info. So when you click, I do a quick intro and a bio to who I am. And then you can also access the Facebook page from there and also the website from there. So even though I'm using my personal page because my name's been tagged, when you go to my personal page, everything on my page directs you over to my business page, okay? And so then you can click right to the website in one click or over to the other page. Okay, does anybody have any questions about the differences in those pages? Or do you understand what the user end is looking for when they are researching your page? Because I'm going to give you some traffic clips here. Okay, so this is driving traffic to your business. And this is where we're talking about that conversion. How do you get people to your business page? So with this header that I have in the background on my personal page, okay, people can verify me just from the header. And I actually use these statistics. I pulled how many clicks I get. So just reading the header, not even clicking for more info, people can verify I say who I am. They don't have to look any further, okay? Just to have a conversation with me, okay? I had 11,789 clicks on the header alone, okay? So these people just looked at the header and said, oh, yep, that's who got tagged. Okay, that's who it is. I don't have to do any further research. Okay, these people did further research, and then these people did further research and actually clicked on either the link to the business page or the website link from this header. Okay, so all of this header itself just drove me all of this traffic right to my business page from my personal page. Okay, now, if you do not have a website, okay, one of the things that you're going to want to look into is something called the Linktree. It is free. And what you can do is you build links in these little blocks right here, and you can send people to your booking schedule. So you don't necessarily need a separate website. You can send them to a class schedule that you have on Facebook. If you have a store, you can send them to your store. If you have a specific service you're featuring, you can have them click there. Okay, you can drive them to your website if you have a website, and you can drive them to your other social media, your YouTube, your Instagram, your Facebook, and your testimonials. Okay, and in Linktree, you can edit all of these things and be able to click over to these things. So if you are only on Facebook and don't have a website, I highly recommend that you look at getting a Linktree. The reason is because what you have found now is Facebook and Instagram are now under, they're two separate platforms, but they're under one driver now, okay? And so what that means then is that your Facebook and your Instagram accounts are now linked. And when you run ads, you are running ads on both of those platforms. And on Instagram, you're only allowed one link in your bio, okay? And so for some people on Instagram, they're not on Facebook. You don't want to have just a Facebook link on there. There has to be other ways for people to reach you outside of those platforms. And that's where Linktree is going to take you, okay? And so the website is right there. It's Linktree. And you can go in, and there's a free version and there's a paid version. I've only used the free version. And so this will save you a lot of time and energy. But this, again, is a conversion. I want to drive people over to my business. I want to turn them into appointments. I want to turn them into customers, and I want to convert them over to clients. Okay. All right. Now let's look at all of these things that we just put together. Okay. So if you have all of these things into play that we just talked about, here's what's going to happen. Okay. This is going to be your conversion rate for the direct messages that you send out. Okay. So this is going to be your average statistic, okay, on the drives from your direct message. So these are those conversations you started in your private message, and then you converted them over. You booked an appointment with them, or you scheduled a call with them, and then you took them over to your business from there. And I don't ever continue those conversations on instant messenger. So if it was done in personal and transferred over to business, after that, I only communicate with them in business. I don't continue that conversation in my personal page. Okay, because you want to turn them over to your business to have them reach you through your business. Okay, then you've got a header, okay, in your personal page that leads you to your business. And so this is your conversion of the people who clicked on that to come over to your business. Okay, then this is clicks on your header to your website, where they went in on their own and booked their own appointments. All right. So this means that this is a direct message. These are the people that you reached out to directly because you were tagged on a post and you saw that they were looking for a service you provide. Then on the other one is going to be, they went to your header. Okay. And then they booked somehow through the business page. They called, sent an email, sent a message. Okay. Then these people clicked on your header, went to your website and clicked on your booking link, and they did a self-serve appointment and over to your business. And so a lot of these happen after hours. Okay. That's going to be the most important thing there. Okay. So what is your next step? Because all of you are going, okay, well, what do I need to do to make this happen on my page? Okay. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to canva.com and you're going to create a header. On that header, make sure that you say, click here for more information, because that header on your mobile device, okay, or tablet is going to show up as just a banner behind your profile picture. And unless you hover over it, okay, with your finger, okay, or a stylus, they're not going to know to click on it. So you want the directions, click here for more information, or just click here on that, because when you say click here, what are people going to do? Click. Okay, they're just going to click it because it says click here. All right. And then what you're going to do is when you do go in there, you're going to put in the description your business information. You're going to direct them to your business page and to your website. You're going to give them the option to do both, because some people want to stay on Facebook and do business, and some people want to go to your website to do more research or be able to book an appointment through your website versus Facebook. Okay, because you're going to find that it's just a preference that people have. And so if you are only in Facebook and directing back to Facebook, you're going to lose business. Okay, you want to be able to reach those other people who want to be able to find you outside of Facebook. They may have found you originally on Facebook, but they want to do business with you outside of Facebook. Okay, if you do not have a website or you need a link for Instagram, you're going to create a link tree. You're going to add that link tree up here under that description too, if you do not have a website. Again, you have to have a way for people to reach you outside of Facebook alone. Facebook alone is not sufficient, because a lot of people have issues with privacy and trust issues on Facebook. And there's a lot of people who have fake businesses on Facebook. And there's no way to be able to tell that fake business from a real business. There is, if you have a way to validate who you say you are and what you do outside of Facebook. Okay, so it's an extra step of validation for someone doing research looking for your service. Okay. Under your bio on Facebook, this is a new feature. This has not been there for very long. Under that bio, you're going to click edit and you're going to say who you are, and you're going to put your business information in there and your website link. And then you're going to join Facebook groups. I want you to join your niche groups. I want you to join your mom groups. I want you to join your dad groups. I want you to join your SWIP swap groups. I want you to join the groups that are in your town. I want you to join the groups that are surrounding your towns. And I want you to join other business groups, so that way you can also do business to business referrals. If you are not in a Facebook networking group or BNI, I highly suggest you find one. If you want to drive traffic Okay, that B2B help makes a big difference in also in the number of times that you get tagged on a post does make a difference, because remember, that is a psychological decision maker factor as into how many times that business is referred, how many times that business pops up in front of people does make a difference. Okay, then here's what you're going to do. If you have not been doing these things, that's fine, you can play catch up. Okay, you're going to go back to Facebook referral posts that you're tagged in on Facebook. There's a very easy way that you can do that. Is what you can do is you can search your name and say post you've seen and post you've not seen, and you can set a date parameter. What you're going to do is you can go back as far as 4 months ago. Okay, 4 months ago. Actually, at this time of year, go back to January. Okay, because there were people in January who were looking for services that still have not actually moved forward and done anything with those services. Because in January, people are looking for things, but they're waiting for their tax return to be able to do it. And then they're waiting for their kids to go on summer break to actually do the project or to get that service. Okay, and so right now is the perfect time to go all the way back to January to see if they still need your service, because there are a lot of people who still haven't moved forward. They put it in search of ad out in January and have not contacted a single business on that list that got tagged. What you're going to do is you're going to go back and you're going to message them with a follow-up message. So it should be right behind the message that said, hi, Joe, I saw your post on Facebook looking for custom gifts. Just checking to see if you're still in need of creating custom gifts. Have a fantastic week, and I look forward to hearing back from you. What you've done is you've left the door open. You're not looking for him to respond to you right away. What you're looking for is, oh, I am so glad that you reminded me of that, because I need a gift for so-and-so. Okay, you can go back and you can start conversations up with those old posts. So just because you didn't send them a message originally doesn't mean that you can't go back and follow up. I go back and I do follow-ups every month. So every message I send out, if it didn't turn into what is a good phone number and time to reach you, and underneath that is a phone number and a scheduled time, because I want to know that I finished the conversation with that person and move them over to my business. Okay, if there's not a conversation in that block when I go back to that post, okay, then I go into that message and I send a follow-up and I say to them, I saw your post on Facebook, just checking to see if you are still looking for this service. If you're still in need of this service, let me know. Otherwise, have a great week, right? They don't have to answer you. But I have had people say, I am so glad you reached out. I didn't see your original message, and I have not done that yet. I cannot tell you how many of those conversations from months ago have turned into conversions later, because sometimes people are just in the research mode when they put in search of something. They're not necessarily in the mode to buy at that time. Okay, so don't rule those out, that those old referrals did not get you anything at that time. Do the follow-up. Okay, the big thing here is to be proactive and be very active in those Facebook groups, excuse me. Okay, all right. Are there any questions about anything that we covered today? Because I know that we're running really close to the end of our hour here.
I do have one out here. Let's see. We cannot retrieve our old Facebook account because we can't contact anyone at Facebook. The original phone email is long gone. We can start a new account, but then we will have 2 accounts. How can I avoid this?
So what you do is you have the one account. So for example, if you can, make it with your middle name in it, this one. So make it something that's going to be very different from your old account. And it's going to be very easy for people to see that your old account isn't active, but your other one is active. And you're going to have your business information on your active one. So people will know that it's an old account that you lost, and this is the active account that you're using. But I will tell you that that's also important to people who click over into business accounts. Have you ever clicked over into a Facebook business account that's not active anymore? The last post was over a year ago. Do you reach out to them to see if they're still in business? they don't. People move on and move to the next thing. So if your page is active, you don't have to worry about that.
Okay, should I link to LinkedIn too?
Yes.
How many tags should I use? Seems like I'm using too many videos. I see them on Instagram, see a lot of 5-second reels that don't really show what they do. They are mostly fun, trendy reels. Are they effective?
Yes, they are. And so people are, I think the statistic is close to 60% more likely to click on a video than they are to read through a lengthy post. So if you can communicate what you do through videos, share those videos. And yes, when you go into your header, you can click as many things as you want. What I do is I have them go to my website, because on my website, then you can get to my LinkedIn and you can get to everything from there. But it's where you want to drive traffic. So if you want people to go to your LinkedIn, then you put your LinkedIn tag there. That's where you want them to go. So wherever you want people to go, if you put them on a link to click, they'll click. Sorry about that. All the dogs want to be under mom's desk. Any other questions?
Okay, this was great, but I need to review, and I just want everybody to know you're going to get these slides and the recording, and so you can review it. I know this has been wonderful, and please, you're going to get a survey as well. So we need to know how give us some feedback. And here's another one. Do you have any suggestions how often to advertise in certain groups?
Most groups have a limit of weekly, so I focus on doing it weekly. And what I do is I put them on my Google Calendar, and I put the groups. So like some groups will say business post on Mondays only. So on my calendar, I have a little tab first thing in the morning, 7 a.m. that says Facebook marketing. And I put the URL links to all of those Facebook groups that I can only post on Monday. And then on Monday morning, I go in and I make sure that whatever my focus on my marketing that week is that's what I put in those groups on that Monday. And so I have one of those little Facebook markings for each day of the week. And so as you join those groups, look for that date that they say to be able to post, and then stick it in the right day. Because otherwise you're going to get flagged, you're going to get removed. And then if you get too many posts that are kicked back from admin, they'll remove you from the group for not following the rules. So definitely follow the rules.
Wow, good advice. Got lots of nice thank yous out there. Is there a good time of day?
Yes, there is a good time of day. So if you have a business page, go into your settings and go into insights. It'll tell you when your audience is online. And that's a whole nother class. I can teach you how to use that.
All right. Okay. Wow. This has been, drinking from a fire hose here, but very, very educational. So, okay, let's see. What's this one? Thank you. Lots of good thank yous out here. So please watch it again and fill out the survey. And thank you so much. And thank you, Kristi, for volunteering your time. We're all volunteers here. So check out our website, find a mentor. There's opportunities for all kinds of things out there on our Greater Phoenix SCORE website. So
the other thing is, if you do have specific questions, so here's the link to the presentation, but you're going to be able to get the whole recording. But if you just want the slides, that's the slides. And then if you do have very specific questions, or you want me to look at your page, because sometimes when you're on your side, it's hard to see what the viewer sees. And so if you want me to be like on the viewer end and review your page, just send it to me in an email, and I will be more than happy to do that for you.
All right. Hope you all, this will be on the slides as well, Kristi's information. So if you're not catching it right this second, you will get it when we send it back out. So let's see. I think we're good.
I saw a couple more questions pop up there, but they ran very fast.
And Giselle is telling us about the Instagram webinar on Thursday. So check out the website for that.
Perfect.
And answer live. I think we are good. Yeah. Don't see any more little red numbers there. So this is wonderful. All right. Thank you, Kristi, and hope we get to see you again.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. And I hope that all of you at least got something out of today that is going to drive more traffic for you and be more successful in business.
Perfect.
So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. All right. See you later. Bye-bye.